Welcome, friend. Welcome to our another session on the book "The Power of Your Subconscious Mind" by Joseph Murphy. So far, we learned so much things from Joseph Murphy that how we can heal our thoughts and how we can manifest the thing. The all the things he already mentioned in the book, he gave us that recipe so that by using that recipe with any ingredients in our life, like any up and down, we can improve our lifestyle, we can achieve our dream job, we can do anything. But the right mindset and right state of subconscious mind is very important whenever we are manifesting anything. Your mind needs to be very calm and relaxed, because with a calm mind you can get anything whatever is your heart's desire. So today Vaniji is going to read the chapter for us. Thank you, Vaniji. I'm going to invite you to please take a charge and start. Thank you.
Thanks, Monica ji. I will start off with the topic how she succeeded in getting what she wanted. There is a young woman, Margaret T., who regularly attended my lectures and classes. Because of where she lived, she had to change buses 3 times to get to the hall. It took her 1.5 hours each way to attend a lecture. In one of my lectures, she heard me explain how a young man who needed a car in his work received one. She went home and experimented with the technique I had outlined in my lecture. She later wrote me a letter telling me how she had applied my methods and what followed. I publish it here with her permission. Dear Mr. Murphy, I know that I had to have a car for my personal growth. There was no other way I could go on attending your lectures regularly. I decided that as long as I was trying to obtain a car, I should try to obtain the car I had always dreamed about, which is a Cadillac. In my imagination, I went through all the steps I would go through if I were actually buying and driving a car. I saw myself going into the showroom and test driving the model I was interested in. I claimed that Cadillac as my own over and over again. I kept the mental picture of getting into the car, driving it, feeling the upholstery, and so on consistently for over 2 weeks. Last week, I drove to your lecture in a Cadillac. My uncle in Inglewood had passed away and left me his Cadillac and his entire estate. A success technique employed by many outstanding executives. Many prominent business executives quietly use the abstract term success over and over many times a day until they reach a conviction that success is theirs. They know that the idea of success contains all the essential elements of success. Likewise, you can begin now to repeat the word success to yourself with faith and conviction. Your subconscious mind will accept it as true of you, and you will be under a subconscious compulsion to succeed. You are compelled to express your subjective beliefs, impressions, and convictions. What does success imply to you? You want undoubtedly to be successful in your home life and in your relationships with others. You wish to be outstanding in your chosen work or profession. You wish to possess a beautiful home and all the money you need to live comfortably and happily. You want to be successful in your prayer life and in your contact with the powers of your subconscious mind. You are a business executive also because you are in the business of living. Become a successful executive by imagining yourself doing what you long to do and possessing the things you long to possess. Become imaginative. Mentally participate in the reality of the successful state. Make a habit of it. Go to sleep feeling successful every night and perfectly satisfied, and you will eventually succeed in implanting the idea of success in your subconscious mind. Believe you were born to succeed, and wonders will happen as you pray. Profitable pointers. Success means successful living. When you are peaceful, happy, joyous, and doing what you love to do, you are successful. Find out what you love to do, then do it. If you don't know your true expression, ask for guidance and the lead will come. Specialize in your particular field and try to know more about it than anyone else. Those who are successful are not selfish. Their main desire in life is to serve humanity. There is no true success without peace of mind. A successful person possesses great psychological and spiritual understanding. If you imagine an object clearly, you will be provided with the necessities through the wonder working power of your subconscious mind. Your thought fused with feeling becomes a subjective belief, and according to your belief, is it done unto you. The power of sustained imagination draws forth the miracle working powers of your subconscious mind. If you are seeking promotion in your work, imagine your employer, supervisor, or loved one congratulating you on your promotion. Make the picture vivid and real. Hear the voice, see the gestures, and feel the reality of it all. Continue to do this frequently, and through frequent occupancy of your mind, you will experience the joy of the answered prayer. Your subconscious mind is a storehouse of memory. For a perfect memory, affirm frequently the infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind reveals to me everything I need to know at all times, everywhere. If you wish to sell a home or property of any kind, affirm slowly, quietly, and feelingly as follows. Infinite intelligence attracts to me the buyer for this house or property who wants it and who prospers in it. Sustain the awareness, and the deeper currents of your subconscious mind will bring it to pass. The idea of success contains all the elements of success. Repeat the word success to yourself frequently with faith and conviction, and you will be under a subconscious compulsion to succeed. How scientists use the subconscious mind. Many of the most creative scientists in history have realized the true importance of the subconscious mind. Edison, Marconi, Einstein, and many others have used the subconscious mind to give them the insight and the know how to bring about their great achievements. The ability to bring into action the power of the subconscious mind is one of the most important factors in determining the success of great scientific and research workers. One of the most amazing examples of this can be found in the life of the celebrated chemist Friedrich von Stradonis. He had been struggling for a long time to understand the chemical structure of the hydrocarbon called benzene. This is a compound that contains six atoms of carbon and six of hydrogen. Stradonis was constantly perplexed by the problem. All his efforts seemed to lead nowhere. Unable to solve the riddle, tired and exhausted, Stradonis turned the matter over completely to his subconscious mind. Shortly afterward, as he was about to board a London bus, his subconscious presented his conscious mind with his sudden flash. In his mind, Stradonis saw the image of a snake beating its own tail and turning around like a pinwheel. This message from his subconscious mind inspired him to orient his search in a different direction. Soon he arrived at the long sought answer, the circular arrangement of atoms that is known as the benzene ring. How a distinguished scientist brought forth his inventions. Nikola Tesla was a brilliant pioneer in the field of electricity. The Tesla coil, an exhibit in science museums that is always a favorite with children, was only one of his inventions. This is a charged metal sphere. When someone touches it, the static electricity makes his or her hair stand straighter. Tesla also experimented with the concept of broadcasting energy. His ideas on this topic are still considered revolutionary. Tesla was a convinced user of the power of the subconscious mind. Whenever he had an idea for a new invention or a new research direction, he would build it up in his imagination, then turn it over to his subconscious mind. He knew that his subconscious mind would reconstruct and reveal to his conscious mind all the parts needed for its manufacture in concrete form. Through quietly contemplating every possible improvement, he wasted no time on correcting defects. He was able to give the technicians working with him the perfect end product of his mind. In an interview, he said, invariably, my device works as I imagined it should. In 20 years, there has not been a single exception. How a famous naturalist solved his problem. Professor Louis Agassiz of Harvard University was one of the most distinguished American naturalists of the 19th century. He discovered the great powers of his subconscious mind while he slept. The following example comes from a biography of Agassiz written by his widow. He had been for 2 weeks striving to decipher the somewhat obscure impression of a fossil fish on the stone slab in which it was preserved. Weary and perplexed, he put his work aside at last and tried to dismiss it from his mind. Shortly after, he waked one night persuaded that while asleep he had seen his fish with all the missing features perfectly restored. But when he tried to hold and make fast the image, it escaped him. Sorry. Nevertheless, he went early to the Jardin des Plantes, thinking that on looking anew at the impression, he should see something which would put him on the track of his vision. In vain, the blood record was as black as ever. The next night, he saw the fish again, but with no more satisfactory result. When he awoke, it disappeared from his memory as before. Hoping that the same experience might be repeated, on the third night he placed a pencil and paper beside his bed before going to sleep. Accordingly, toward morning, the fish reappeared in his dream, confusedly at first, but at last with such distinctness that he had no longer any doubt as to its geological characters. Still off dreaming in perfect darkness, he traced these characters on the sheet of paper at the bedside. In the morning, he was surprised to see in his nocturnal sketch features which he thought it impossible the fossil itself should reveal. He hastened to the Jardin des Plantes and, with his drawing as a guide, succeeded in chiseling away the surface of the stone under which portions of the fish proved to be hidden. When wholly exposed, it corresponded with his dream and his drawing, and he succeeded in classifying it with ease. How an outstanding physician solved the problem of diabetes. In the 1920s, Dr. Frederick Banting, a brilliant Canadian physician and researcher, focused his attention on the ravages of diabetes. At that time, medical science offered no effective method of arresting the disease. Dr. Banting spent considerable time experimenting and studying the international literature on the subject, but every path he explored seemed to be a dead end. One night, exhausted by still another long day of what seemed to be wasted efforts, he fell asleep. While he lay sleeping, his subconscious mind instructed him to extract the residue from the degenerated pancreatic duct of dogs. This inspiration led him to the discovery of insulin, which has helped countless millions of people since. You will note that Dr. Banting had been consciously dwelling on the problem for some time, seeking a solution, a way out. His subconscious responded accordingly. It does not follow that you will always get an answer overnight. The answer may not come for some time. Do not be discouraged. Keep on turning the problem over every night to the subconscious mind prior to sleep as if you had never done it before. If you continue to experience a delay in arriving at a solution, maybe you are thinking of the question you are presenting to your subconscious mind as a major one that will take a long time to solve. This would not be surprising. We are usually tempted to believe our problems are difficult. If they were not, they would not be problems. However, this is a mistake. Your subconscious mind is timeless and spaceless. Go to sleep believing you have the answer now. Do not postulate that the answer will have to wait to come in the future. Have an abiding faith in the outcome. Become convinced now as you read this book that there is an answer and a perfect solution for you. How a scientist escaped from a Soviet concentration camp. Dr. Lothar von Blanksmith, an outstanding electronics engineer, was locked up in a Soviet prison camp during World War II. He credits his survival and eventual escape to freedom to the powers of his subconscious mind. I was a prisoner of a war in a coal mine in Russia, and I saw men dying all around me in that prison compound. We were watched over by brutal guards, arrogant officers, and sharp, fast thinking commissions. After a short medical checkup, a quota of coal was assigned to each person. My quota was 300 pounds per day. In case any man did not fill his quota, his small food ration was cut down, and in a short time he was resting in the cemetery. I started concentrating on my escape. I know that my subconscious mind would somehow find a way. My home in Germany was destroyed, my family wiped out. All my friends and former associates were either killed in the war or were in concentration camps. I said to my subconscious mind, I want to go to Los Angeles and you will find the way. I had seen pictures of Los Angeles and I remembered some of the boulevards very well as some of the buildings. Every day and night, I would imagine I was walking down Wilshire Boulevard with an American girl whom I met in Berlin prior to the war. She is now my wife. In my imagination, we would visit the stores, ride buses, and eat in the restaurants. Every night, I made it a special point to drive my imaginary American automobile up and down the boulevards of Los Angeles. I made all this vivid and real. These pictures in my mind were as real and as natural to me as one of the trees outside the prison camp. Every morning, the chief guard would count the prisoners as they were lined up. He would call out one, two, three, etc. And when 17 was called out, which was my number in sequence, I stepped aside. In the meantime, the guard was called away for a minute or so, and on his return, he started by mistake on the next man as number 17. When the crew returned in the evening, the number of men was the same, and I was not missed, and the discovery would take a long time. I walked out of the camp undetected and kept walking for 24 hours, resting in a deserted town the next day. I was able to live by fishing and killing some wildlife. I found coal trains going to Poland and traveled on them by night until finally I reached Poland. With the help of friends, I made my way to Lucerne, Switzerland. One evening at the Palace Hotel Lucerne, I had a talk with a man and his wife from the United States of America. This man asked me if I would care to be a guest at his home in Santa Monica, California. I accepted, and when I arrived in Los Angeles, I found that the affair drove me along Wilshire Boulevard and many other boulevards which I had imagined so vividly in the long months in the Russian coal mines. I recognized the buildings which I had seen in my mind so often. It actually seemed as if I had been in Los Angeles before. I had reached my goal. I will never cease to marvel at the wonders of the subconscious mind. Truly, it has ways we know not of. How archaeologists and paleontologists reconstruct ancient scenes. Your subconscious mind has a memory of everything that has ever happened in the history of your species. Archaeologists studying ancient ruins and the countless artifacts left by the people of former cultures can put imaginative perception to marvelous use in their work. Their subconscious mind can aid them in reconstructing ancient scenes. The dead past becomes alive once more, looking at the fragments of these ancient buildings and studying the pottery, statuary, tools, and household utensils of earlier civilizations. The scientist is able, through the common data banks of the universal mind, to know how, when, and why these objects were created. The keen concentration and disciplined imagination of the scientist awakens the latent powers of the subconscious mind. This gives him the ability to clothe the ancient structures with roofs and surround them with gardens, pools, and fountains. The fossil remains are clothed with eyes, sinews, and muscles, and they again walk and talk. The past becomes the living present, and we find that in mind there is no time or space. Through a disciplined, controlled, and directed imagination, you can be a companion of the most scientific and inspired thinkers of all time. How to receive guidance from your subconscious? When you have to make what you think will be a difficult decision, or when you fail to see the solution to your problem, begin at once to think constructively about it. If you are fearful and worried, you are not really thinking. True thinking is free from fear. Here are the steps of a simple technique you can use to receive guidance on any subject. Quiet the mind and still the body. Tell the body to relax. It has to obey you. It has no volition, initiative, or self conscious intelligence. Your body is an emotional disk that records your beliefs and impressions. Mobilize your attention. Focus your thought on the solution to your problem. Try to solve it with your conscious mind. Think how happy you would be about the perfect solution. Sense the feeling you would have if the perfect answer were yours now. Let your mind play with this mood of happiness and contentment in a relaxed way. Then drop off to sleep. When you awaken, if you do not have the answer, get busy with something else. While you are preoccupied with something else, it is possible that the answer will pop into your mind. In receiving guidance from the subconscious mind, the simple way is the best. Here is an illustration. I once lost a valuable ring that was a family heirloom. I looked everywhere for it, but it was nowhere to be found. I was worried and distressed by the loss. That night, I talked to my subconscious mind in the same way that I would talk to anyone. Before dropping off to sleep, I said to it, "You know all things, you know where that ring is, and you now reveal to me where it is." In the morning, I woke up suddenly with these words ringing in my ear: "Ask Robert." This seemed very strange to me. The only Robert I could think of offhand was the 9-year-old son of my next door neighbors. Why should he know anything about the location of my ring? However, I followed the inner voice of intuition. I found Robert in his yard and described the ring to him. You haven't seen it, have you? I asked. Oh, sure, he replied. I found it in the bushes yesterday when I was playing hide and seek. I didn't know whose it was, so I took it inside and put it on my desk. I was going to put up a sign about it, but I forgot. The subconscious mind will always answer you if you trust it. His subconscious revealed the location of his father's will. Hugo R. was a young man who attended my lectures in Los Angeles. He told me of his experience with the power of the subconscious mind. His father had died suddenly, apparently leaving no will. However, his sister told him that their father had once mentioned making his will and told her that he had done his best to make it fair to everyone. Hugo realized that if his late father were ruled to have died intestate without a will, the property would be divided by according to rules made by the state. It was not likely that this would fit their father's desires. Moreover, legal fees would consume much of the estate. He and his sister looked everywhere, but they could not locate the will. They began to wonder whether the will existed at all. Then Hugo remembered what he had learned about using the subconscious mind. Before going to sleep, he talked to his deeper mind, saying, I now turn this request over to the subconscious mind. It knows where my father's will is and reveals it to me. Then he condensed his request down to one word answer. He repeated it over and over again like a lullaby. He went to sleep with the word answer, echoing in his mind. The next morning, he woke up with a tremendous urge to visit a certain bank in downtown Los Angeles. He wondered about this. Had he heard his father mention it once? Had he noticed a letter from the bank in his father's mail? He didn't know, but he did know that he had to check out his this hunch. He went to the bank that morning. Eventually, a bank officer confirmed that there was a safe deposit box in the vault registered in the name of his late father. When the box was opened, the missing will was discovered inside. Your thought as you go to sleep arouses the powerful latency that is within you. Suppose you are wondering if you should sell your home, buy a certain stock, sever a partnership, move to New York or stay in Los Angeles, dissolve the present contract or take a new one. Do this. Sit quietly in your armchair or at the desk in your office. Remember that there is a universal law of action and reaction. The action is your thought, the reaction is the response from your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is reactive and reflexive. That is its nature. It rebounds, rewards, and repays. It follows the law of correspondence. It responds by corresponding. As you contemplate right action, you will automatically experience a reaction or response in yourself that represents the guidance or answer of your subconscious mind. In seeking guidance, you simply think quietly about right action. This means that you are using the infinite intelligence resident in the subconscious mind to the point where it begins to use you. From there on, your course of action is directed and controlled by the subjective wisdom within you, which is all wise and omnipotent. Your decision will be right. There will be only right action because you are under a subjective compulsion to do the right thing. I use the word compulsion because the law of the subconscious is compulsion. The secret of guidance. The secret of guidance or right action is to mentally devote yourself to the right answer until you find its response in you. The response is a feeling, an inner awareness, an overpowering hunch, whereby you know that you know. You have used the power to the point where it begins to use you. You cannot possibly fail or make one false step while operating under the subjective wisdom within you. You will find that all your ways are pleasantness and all your paths are peace. Highlights to recall. Remember that the subconscious mind has determined the success and wonderful achievements of all great scientific workers. By giving your conscious attention and devotion to the solution of a perplexing problem, your subconscious mind gathers all the necessary information and presents it full blown to the conscious mind. If you are wondering about the answer to a problem, try to solve it objectively. Get all the information you can from research and also from others. If no answer comes, turn it over to your subconscious mind prior to sleep, and the answer always comes. It never fails. You do not always get the answer overnight. Keep on turning your request over to your subconscious until the day breaks and the shadows flee away. You delay the answer by thinking it will take a long time or that it is a major problem. Your subconscious has no problem, it knows only the answer. Believe that you have the answer now. Feel the joy of the answer and the way you would feel if you had the perfect answer. Your subconscious will respond to your feeling. Any mental picture backed by faith and perseverance will come to pass through the miracle working power of your subconscious. Trust it, believe in its power, and wonders will happen as you pray. Your subconscious is the storehouse of memory, and within your subconscious are recorded all your experiences since childhood. Scientists meditating on ancient scrolls, temples, fossils, and other evidence are able to reconstruct scenes of the past and make them alive today. Their subconscious mind comes to their aid. Turn over your request for a solution to your subconscious prior to sleep. Trust it and believe in it, and the answer will come. It knows all and sees all, but you must not doubt or question its powers. The action is your thought, and the reaction is the response of your subconscious mind. If your thoughts are wise, your actions and decisions will be wise. Guidance comes as a feeling, an inner awareness, an overpowering hunch, whereby you know that you know. It is an inner sense of touch. Follow it with the simplicity of faith. Your subconscious and the wonders of sleep. You spend about 8 out of every 24 hours or one third of your entire life in sleep. This is an inexorable law of life. Sleep is a divine law, and many answers to our problems come to us when we are sound asleep. Many people have advocated the theory that you get tired during the day, that you go to sleep to rest the body, and that a reparative process takes place while you sleep. This is a gross misunderstanding. Nothing rests in sleep. Your heart, lungs, and all your vital organs functions while you are asleep. If you eat prior to sleep, the food is digested and assimilated. Your skin secretes perspiration. Your nails and hair continue to grow. In the same way, your subconscious mind never rests or sleeps. It is always active, controlling all your vital forces. The healing process takes place more rapidly while you are asleep because there is no interference from your conscious mind. Remarkable answers are given to you while you are asleep. Why we sleep? One of the earliest scientific researchers to carry out serious investigations into sleep was Dr. John Bigelow. He was able to show that at night, while asleep, you receive constant impressions through the sensory nerves connected to the eyes, ears, nose, and subcutaneous nerves. The neural network of the brain is also quite active. Dr. Bigelow's research led him to a conclusion that is closely aligned with the information presented in this book. He said that the main reason we sleep is in order that the nobler part of the soul is united by abstraction to our higher nature and becomes a participant in the wisdom and foreknowledge of the gods. Prayer, a form of sleep. Throughout the day, your conscious mind gets involved with vexations, strife, and contentions. It needs to be able to withdraw periodically from sense evidence and the objective world and commune silently with the inner wisdom of your subconscious mind. By claiming guidance, strength, and greater intelligence in all phases of your life, you will be enabled to overcome all difficulties and solve your daily problems. This regular withdrawal from sense evidence and the noise and confusion of everyday living is also a form of sleep. That is, you become asleep to the world of the senses and alive to the wisdom and power of your subconscious mind. Start long effects of sleep deprivation. Lack of sleep can cause you to become irritable, moody, and depressed. All human beings need a minimum of 6 hours sleep to be healthy. Most people need more. Those who think they can get along on less are fooling themselves. Medical researchers who have investigated sleep processes and deprivation of sleep point out that severe insomnia has preceded psychotic breakdown in some instances. Remember, you are spiritually recharged during sleep. Adequate sleep is essential to produce joy and vitality in life. You need more sleep. One way to find out why we need sleep is to look at what happens when we do not get it. In 1964, a 17-year-old boy named Randy Gardner set out to win a place in the Guinness Book of World Records. He kept himself awake for 264 hours, 11 straight days. Later tests showed that he had suffered no permanent damage. However, during the time he was keeping himself awake, his thinking processes deteriorated. His speech became slurred. He suffered from memory lapses. In the later hours, he started to experience hallucinations. Most people who are chronically short on sleep do not go to such extremes. However, they too may suffer from serious effects. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, as many as 200,000 traffic accidents a year are related to sleep problems. One driver in five has at least occasionally dozed off at the wheel. As a result, drivers are 5 to 10 times more likely to have an accident late at night than during the daytime. Experiments with volunteers have shown that a tired brain craves sleep so hungrily that it will sacrifice anything to get it. After only a few hours of sleep loss, subjects start experiencing fleeting naps called lapses or microsleep. These happen 3 or 4 times an hour. During them, just as in real sleep, the person's eyelids close and his or her brain waves become slower. At first, each of these lapses lasts just a fraction of a second, but as hours of sleep loss mount, the lapses take place more often and last longer for as much as 2 or 3 seconds. Even if the subjects had been piloting an airliner in a thunderstorm, they still could not have resisted microsleeps for those few priceless seconds. Sleep brings counsel. Sandra F. is a young woman in Los Angeles who has often listened to my radio talks. She told me that she had been offered a position in New York City at twice her present salary. She could not decide whether or not to accept the new job. Before going to sleep, she prayed in these words: the creative intelligence of my subconscious mind knows what is best for me. Its tendency is always lifeward, and it reveals to me the right decision, which blesses me and all concerned. I give thanks for the answer that I know will come to me. She repeated this simple prayer over and over as a lullaby as she drifted to sleep. In the morning, she had a persistent feeling that she should not accept the offer. She rejected it. Later events verified her inward sense of knowing. A few months after the job offer, the company went bankrupt. The conscious mind may be correct on the objectively known facts. However, it was the intuitive faculty of the subconscious mind that realized the problems with the company and prompted her accordingly, saved from certain disaster. The wisdom of your subconscious mind can instruct you and protect you if you pray for right action as you go to sleep. Many years ago, I was offered a lucrative assignment in the Far East. I prayed for guidance and the right decision as follows: infinite intelligence within me knows all things. The right decision is revealed to me in divine order. I will recognize the answer when it comes. I repeated this simple prayer over and over as a lullaby prior to sleep. That night, I had a dream in which an old friend came to me. He held out a newspaper and said, read these headlines, do not go. The headlines of the newspaper trumpeted stories of violence, unrest, and war all over, of which occurred not long after in the area where I had been asked to go. Your subconscious mind is all wise. It knows all things. Often it will speak to you, but in a voice that your conscious mind will immediately accept. In the dream I just related, which doubtless saved me from putting myself in a situation of grave danger, my subconscious mind projected its warning in the guise of a person whom I trusted and respected. To some, a warning may come in the form of a mother who appears in a dream. She tells the person not to go here or there and the reason for the warning. Sometimes your subconscious will warn you in your waking hours. You think you hear a voice that sounds like that of your mother or some loved one. You stop and turn looking for its source. Later, you find that if you had gone on the way you were going, you might have been struck on the head by an object falling from a window. I concluded the reading for today and it's open for reflections.
Thank you very much, Vaniji. First, can you give the reflection, then we will continue.
Yeah, okay. So I earlier we used to see different kind of examples, but in today's reading we are really focused on scientific and all those kind of examples where it worked for them. It's a great, for example, finding the medicine for diabetics, and also the examples for Einstein and other scientists that has been given. And additionally, related to the architecture, right? How they can identify the people archaeologists can identify when they find the fossils and other things, and how they can build kind of based on their subconscious mind, how they can decode what they found, and based on that how they build on top of it, what might have been there in earlier long back in the past year, thousands of years ago. And also the example of that fish fossil, that is also very nice, kind of it's all the power of subconscious mind, understand. And later kind of how initially we started with the Cadillac, right? How she lady got the Cadillac. So many examples has been given and it's reinforcing how we have to use your subconscious mind has the intelligence to answer you. And again the sleep during during going to sleep, you put the question to your subconscious mind and get the answers. And it's a nice read for me today. And what are your thoughts, Monica ji? You are on mute, I think.
Sorry, thank you very much for sharing a wonderful reflection and for the reading also. Every paragraph was so unique, and especially the mind one, that you know that when your body is restless, the patterns the subconscious mind gives you, and you go in the state where you go for a small naps. That was very interesting, because some of the time, yes, these things happen to us, but we that time we won't realize. But when you were reading, so many things were popping up in my mind, like in the last paragraph, how it shows that when you decide that I want something, universe make it happen. You are talking to your higher self. Your subconscious mind is your higher self. And whatever you are saying, he it brings the solution for you. Like the lady, she was about her ring, she got the answer regarding the ring. And the person who escaped from like prison, that was so means unusual thing, that how his subconscious mind make it possible for that person to overcome from all these challenges. And the next one was that when you're sleeping, before going to sleep, you can put off the question, and during the sleep you get the answer. And yes, so many time in the morning when we wake up, there are some things, kind of, sometime we see some visuals, sometime we hear some words or something. There are so many things. It is not like subconscious mind is giving you the things which are just error. It is also giving you the information about the things going to happen. If you use the power properly, if you trust your intuition, it will leads you towards the right path. And today's reading was so amazing. All the means previous one were very good. And before we start this session, I was just saying that how these miracles happen, and later on the same things you were reading, and I was like, look, when you are doing any activity, consciously, subconsciously, you're attracting the same kind of environment, right? And you're receiving the same kind of ideas, your intuition work in this certain field. I know few of my friends, whenever I'm telling them, you need to read this book, you have to change your mindset, they said, what in my mind goes is about money, about relationship, about kids. These are the three areas where my focus goes. I say, but the thing is, these are the things which make you stuck. That's why you won't overcome from the challenges. Whereas when you are very calm and you are doing your things, how you are attracting the right people in the right time, and the things work accordingly. Like the lady, from her inside, she was getting this voice, don't go for this job, don't do this. Yeah, she got that answer, and it saved her, because the what happened after a few days, right? And the person who saw the person in the dream and decoded everything to that person. So this book shows us, like unified course, Babaji always say, ask for your higher self yes and no questions. Your higher self gives you answer. So many time our intuition give us answer, but we don't have that strength to face the challenge. We always feel like, oh no, I can't means go with this thing, because I'm my own barrier. But he gave us so many beautiful affirmations to do it, that like the lady, she attended his sessions and she changed her life. So thank you very much. Anyone else wants to share anything, please?
Good evening, Atmalanda, Monica ji, Vani ji, Nagendra ji. Thank you so much for this amazing book, as I always say. I like the bit where he makes reference to her visualizing and actually getting that job before she's actually got it. In her mind, she's already got it. And she's going through all her senses as to who should be telling the good news, how she'd be feeling, which again mirrors very much, as I said before, in the book, in the Magic and the Secret book, of actually visualizing yourself already having what you want and how you'd feel. So again, like Monica just says, it's just another version of the unified book in a different way of looking at it. That, like you said, the subconscious is our higher self, and if we trust our higher self, then the infinite knowledge that God has is what's within us as well, and that translates into what the higher self or the subconscious mind tells us through actions and through that scene that we actually at one point we're visualizing and dreaming, but actually makes it into a solid creation. So hats off. I just love this book, as I say always, and it's like I'm learning and growing every time we read this book. But it's just amazing how many examples there are, isn't it? How creative Joseph is. He must have come across so many people that have actually seen this work for so many different people in different ways. So it's not just, the science is behind it as well, which makes it even more powerful. Um, but yeah, it's amazing. So thank you so much.
Vani ji, you turned your video off. Nagendra ji, yes, please.
Yeah, yeah. I joined a little late. Okay, I was busy last week, and from this week onwards, I'm on vacation. I have a lot of PTO. Okay, so I have a lot of time. Okay, so regarding the subconscious mind, couple of a month ago or more than a month ago, I got a dream. Like, I mean, usually we get annual bonus and pay revision letters, right? I saw my pay revision letter 2 months ahead in my dream. I saw clear like numbers. They showed me like image. I don't know. So it was like miracle. Even sometimes I get like whatever future things I get in my dreams.
Yeah, you are attracting those things in advance in your mind, you know. Like everyone was visualizing and dreaming of their stuff. And Vaniji, what is your view after listening to all of us?
Follow this, follow this, and manifest whatever you want. You are on.
So today we are going to do one affirmation which is already mentioned by the author. So let's do the meditation. Let's sit in a comfortable meditative posture. So I'm going to read a few of his affirmation without adding anything from my side. And let me hide my screen so I can also focus on the affirmation, not on anything else. Um, Please sit in a comfortable meditative posture. Cross your legs, clasp your fingers into fingers, and gently close your eyes. I just hiding it. And bring your whole attention towards your each inhale and exhale. So best way to manifest anything is take a deep breath, hold your breath, and now say infinite intelligence within me is up to you. If you can't hold your breath, then just release it. But best is if when we manifest anything, if we hold our breath and then we repeat those words, it affects our subconscious mind very deeply. So let's take another inhale. Infinite intelligence within me knows all things. The right decision is revealed to me in divine order. I will recognize the answer when it comes. Exhale. Doesn't matter if you exhale before, but make sure you are taking long breaths and try to hold as much as you can. But according to your health, right? Inhale, hold. Infinite intelligence within me knows all things. The right decision is revealed to me in divine order. I will recognize the answer when it comes. Exhale. Now, whatever I just said, feel that you are getting all the answers of all the decisions so far you made in your life. Now, let's go for the second manifestation. Take a deep breath. This one is long, so meanwhile, please exhale. The creative intelligence of my subconscious mind knows what is best for me. Okay, I will break it. Inhale, hold. The creative intelligence of my subconscious mind knows what is best for me. And exhale. Once again, inhale, hold your breath. The creative intelligence of my subconscious mind knows what is best for me. And exhale. Now breathe normally. Be relaxed. Again, take a deep breath. My creative intelligence reveals right decisions to me. I give thanks for the answer that I know will come to me. My creative intelligence reveal right decisions to me. I give thanks for the answer that I know will come to me. So you are showing gratitude in advance for the result. I changed little bit the lines so that because the lines are so long. Just follow your normal breathing pattern. Again, take a deep breath. The power of subconscious mind bring miracle and it works for me. Infinite intelligence attracts right people, right places, all the time, everywhere. I'm doing little bit changes because these words they are using it's specific for those people who were looking for something like property and other things. So we are not going to go with those things. We can use it for anything. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind brings people and places which are in alignment with my soul path. I inhale miracles, I exhale miracles. Everything worked perfectly in my favor. Thanks to my infinite intelligence for all the ideas and solutions. Thanks to my infinite intelligence for all creative ideas and solutions. My infinite intelligence brings right opportunities at right time. Now just follow your normal breathing pattern. And already feel that you got everything whatever you desired, but with the right mindset, with right people, with right opportunities. Like in today's session, we already know how people use their subconscious mind power. So if you are currently not happy with certain situation, people, you want to get rid of anything, prayer to your subconscious mind, show thanks to your subconscious intelligence to bring you right people, right places, right situations, right relationships, right job. Deep, deep gratitude to my infinite intelligence for bringing right people, right opportunities, thanks to my infinite intelligence for all creative ideas and solutions. Thanks to my infinite intelligence for perfect health. Thanks to my infinite intelligence for bringing right creative ideas and opportunities. I'm very grateful for my subconscious mind power for bringing peace and harmony in all areas of my life. Deep, deep gratitude to my infinite intelligence, always working in my favor, revealing and decoding everything in advance. Deep, deep gratitude to my infinite intelligence for bringing all the achievements, skills, ideas towards success. Deep, deep gratitude to my infinite intelligence for all the miracles I'm already receiving right now in this moment. Thanks to the power of my subconscious mind being very alert and energetic. Thanks to the power of my subconscious mind being very alert and energetic. My infinite intelligence make things possible for me. Now slowly, slowly bring your awareness back to your physical body and open your eyes. Thank you very much for joining today's session. I made little bit changes, but make sure you can create your own lines, and don't forget to show gratitude. Gratitude is very important. Living in present moment is very important. If you want to go somewhere in your future, you need to leave your past. Need have you have to start accepting yourself, accepting your present moment if you want to, means, go further in your life where you don't feel stuck. Everything is working perfectly for you on mental, physical, and emotional level. The first step is you have to take towards yourself. You need to help yourself. No one else will help you. Like no one can breathe on behalf of you. So, with these words, I am going to end the session here. Thank you. Deep, deep gratitude. We'll meet tomorrow again. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.